This is May 24th, 2026. Of course, retards happen today again. Mindless, idiotic retards. It's a scam. It's a drug scam. How many times? But fucking retards happen every day. And people with not a brain cell between their head. And then the cartel down here for Bill from the Freemasons, big scam. And Henry Moffey, the crackhead, thinks that he can extort money from the government and pull a fast one on him. Officer Mark, Officer John, would you please arrest that fool? Just arrest that fool. You have him for life in federal. Would you arrest that fool? Seriously, arrest that fool. We're going to go over a little bit today. Okay. Today was supposed to be my grandson's graduation. Well, it's rainy, it's cold, but I had ordered this cute little sundress. And I wanted to wear it. It's Memorial Day weekend. It's my business. Cardigan, put my jacket on because it's raining. And I put my sandals on. Okay? We were sitting there eating, and I worked last night. I only got to sleep 2 hours when I got home. Only catnapped at work. I am tired. I am past tired. I need coffee. I didn't eat a whole lot. I didn't feel good. Okay? Then the graduation got canceled because of the rain. We had to go, I guess my grandson needed a shirt and a pair of pants for graduation. So we went over to Kohl's and I bought the shoes and they bought the pants and the shirt he needed. Okay? All right. I am a very nice, kind, generous person. I always have been. I chose to be a good person. My dad taught me to help people in need. Like he said, children don't come with sympathy and empathy. You have to teach it to them. They don't come with right from wrong. You have to teach it to them. You have to teach them to be good people. Okay? When I was married to Dave, there was times if I did something nice, like this one time we were in a restaurant. This lady didn't have money. She's fiddling through and I just reached over and I paid for it. And she said, "You didn't have to do that." I said, "It's okay." And he kissed me on the cheek. He said, "That's my wife. She's good to everyone." He says it in a video. "Karen, you'd never hurt anyone. You're good to everyone, no matter who it is." It totally defends me. He used to talk about me like that all the time. And he used to tell me how beautiful I was. And here he's cheating on me. Yeah, I think he's got some kind of sex disorder with all the people he went out with. I think he's got some kind of sexual disorder. He can't help but cheat. And the amount of people he went out. Okay? Well, while we're out to eat today, I've told you Carl has trouble hearing. He had skin cancer removed from his, he was exposed to Agent Orange, okay, in North Korea during the war. And he was stationed up there. He's a tank driver. It caused him to have thyroid cancer. He had to have his thyroid removed within 2 years of coming home. He has skin cancer now. Left him a diabetic. A bunch of other medical problems. We have to have it burned off every 4 to 6 months. Well, one grew inside his ear. In time, they cut it out and dug it out. It bled and seeped into his ear, and with the wax, it set up like a knot. And they kept trying to rinse it out, trying to break it up. And I had to pay a ear, nose, and surgeon to dig it out. Well, it damaged his hearing a lot. He can still hear, but we got him hearing aids, and the ones we got from the VA, which was generous, they gave it to him for free, but he has trouble with them. We're going to take him back, and they're supposed to fix him. Well, he's sitting there today. He's quiet, and he's not talking. And, on the way over, well, we had went down to Walmart, 62. And, of course, idiots happen. And I don't know who this fucking bitch thinks she is following me around, but you need to go stalk somebody else and get a life. Okay? Said something like, if I didn't have my husband, it's as if nobody else would ever want me with what's going on. Well, what's going on, honey? What are you doing following me? Why are you involved in this? They look me up. There's nothing on my record. You're nothing but a fucking scammer. So why don't you go seek mental health? You need it. You need mental health. You have mental health issues. You're following a human trafficking victim that the human traffickers are running a scam on. That's it. Nothing else. It's just a big scam. I have nothing but one traffic ticket from 1989 on my record. So why are you following a drugged up, beat up rape victim that almost died to save her family? Because you're part of the extortion group, Bill from the Freemasons, big scam, Henry Mafi's group? Because why are you bothering me? I'm just a rape victim that almost died to save her family. So what the fuck are you doing following and harassing a rape victim? For somebody just running a scam on me. And why wouldn't someone want me? Oh, and they were saying, Henry Mafi, you know, the guy that's ugly as a horse's ass. The one with the small dick syndrome. That he thinks he has to hurt women and children to prove his manhood. The one that had to pay a 350-pound or 300-pound prostitute to date him. Supposed to be trying to steal money from the government so he paid for her to lose weight. He paid for her to have plastic surgery and a nose job. She's a lot thinner now. He had to pay for all that. Had to human traffic people to pay for her needs and to make her into what he wanted. So, but he has to hurt other people and run cons. And he's the one even admitted he's just trying to pull a fast one on the FBI and steal money from them. So why are you helping some little, I can't think of it, these people make you want to feel like you have Tourette's. You can't swear enough. It's still not good enough. It's not dirty enough. It's not bad enough. Seriously. Why are you harassing somebody's running a con? That's all it is. I have nothing against me, so what's going on, bitch? Besides, you have mental health issues. Any mental health problems, or you would be harassing me. And it's just them, where Dave's old girlfriend already confessed September 30th, 25, that this whole thing is her family's debt to drug dealers. And they knew everything was photoshopped on me. They did it to pay back drug dealers and even human traffic people. So, why are you helping human traffickers, bitch? Get some mental health. You need it. Or you wouldn't be harassing me. You have some serious psychiatric problems. So we go in there after Carl just basically, he sat at the table. I didn't say a lot. I had him wear his hearing aids because I wanted him to join the conversation. Because if we just sit around the house and talk, he's fine. But you put background noise, it's hard for him to hear. So I told him to put him in. He was severely abused by his second wife. And her horrible monster children. That Lester even admitted that he almost beat him to death in a courthouse September 10th, 25. And that he was just angry and almost beat him to death. Tried to lie that he was only 15 years old, and Carl's like, it was only 10 years ago. You're a liar. Carl was scared to death of him. Get the idea? And that Deb, his other stepdaughter, they're not his children. They are his late wife, Brenda, and her late husband, Jim, children. They're not even him. They're not even related to him. He was just married to their mother, their second husband. They're not even his kids. They've robbed him blind. Got proof of over 60 grand in checks. Witnessed another 4,000 within a few months. They robbed that man blind and laughed in his face. They could have bought a house as much as they stole from him. Never paid him back. You like that? Huh? And let's see, and how cruel their mother was and how they made him do without everything. So she could have whatever she wanted. And how she would belittle him and they would laugh at him. Let's see, where the monsters from hell, how Deb even sexually assaulted Carl in the courthouse, then gave him thrash. Came up a 6 foot, 300-pound man. My husband's only 5'3" and 135 pounds. Came up and started French kissing him. I'm like, Carl. And he's like, he froze. And she's all over the inside of my mouth. It was like a man molesting my husband. It sounds funny, but it's not. She's 6 foot, 300 pounds, built like a linebacker, no teeth, smelled. And her hair cut off like a guy. She looked like a man attacking my husband. And he's froze. And then, how did you like that? Nobody liked that. It's disgusting. She gave him thrusts. His whole mouth and throat swelled up within days and ended up in the emergency room. She should have been arrested for sexual assault in that courthouse. See, that's where it's ridiculous. They got away with any of this. And then September 10th, 25, in that courthouse. I mean, those people have terrorized my husband that I have now, his second wife's kids. He even said that Brenda, his late wife, would have him beat on him every time she didn't, for her enjoyment or for if he didn't do what she's told. And then that Deb would come up and sexually assault him. That's why she did it. He lived through hell for 20 years. They were bigger than him. He lived through hell. He's scared to death of him and them inciting his grown son. And that Henry Mafia admitting January 1926, he was inciting him that he'd steal everything for him. I always like when they say, we'll steal it back for them. See the word back for them? I want you to think about this. It was never theirs. It was only Carl's. Their name was never on any of it. You just want to steal from Carl. You just want to rob an 80-year-old because you think it's funny hurting people that are weaker than you. Or that you think you can get your big little drug gang to hurt little elderly people and steal from them because you're pathetic. Okay? Now, I want you to think about this. We get in the car, and I'm talking. And Carl won't answer me. I said, Carl, can you even hear what I say? Oh, of course I can. I said, Carl, what did I blah, blah, blah say? And I said, Carl, is your hearing aids not working? My God. He pulls them out and they're humming. I'm like, take those things out of your ears. Were they doing that the whole time? Yeah. Why didn't you say something? You shouldn't have said that. That had to give you a headache. Well, you told me I needed to wear them. I said, if they're working, if they're not working, they're humming, don't hurt yourself. I said, Carl, you have to find your voice. You have to. You have to look at me. I am not Brenda. I am not her brats. I am not Rick that thinks they can kill and destroy you to steal from you. Neither are my family. And everybody would be horrified if they knew you were sitting there in pain of listening to and that's why you didn't join in a conversation. Take those things out of your ears. I said, you gotta say they're not working right, then take them out so you can enjoy everyone. I thought you were angry. And he's like, no, all I could hear was and I'm like, Carl, you need to speak up. You need to tell me they're malfunctioning. I can't hear. I said, I'm not going to get mad. My family's not going to be mad. Matter of fact, they'd be horrified to find out you were too afraid to say something. I said, we're not them. He said, I know you're not them. I said, then you need to talk. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. I said, and don't be afraid. He said, she made me do without. I'm not her, and I've been here for 2 years. I have had, when I moved in with Carl, his shoes were rags. Literally rags. His socks were all wore out and holy. He had ragged jeans, ragged t-shirts, and stuff that didn't fit. Didn't even have a decent coat. I had to buy everything from socks to shoes to lightweight jackets to winter jackets to winter boots. I had to buy everything for him. He didn't even have a sweater, a decent sweater. He didn't have anything. He's told me, he said, I've never had anybody so good to me. And I make sure he has his favorite foods and nutritious food and then sugar alternatives. I said, you have to tell me what you want. Okay? Well, in Myers, like when I asked, he said, hey, Karen, they got bacon. I said, oh, you said you want bacon? He went, oh, no. I said, Carl, do you want bacon? He went, well, I said, do you want bacon? He's like, no. I said, Carl, get your bacon. He's like, okay. I said, tell me you want bacon. Just buy it. See what I mean? Some guy was walking around. I've been listening to her. They gave me the login of what had been happening. Do you realize how horrible it was for her? For people to show up, and they said the men that were down here laughing at her and mocking her, harassing her, were the ones that I got away with raping her. I heard that too. They're human trafficking people out of their own homes under drugs. And so they don't know who did it. And then the men show up and laugh at the victim. It's really sick what they're doing out there. And then bring it down here, and then idiots helping harass the rape victim. He said, do you realize how horrible it was for her to never see or talk to anybody, and they're just keeping her that drugged up there? As we walk in to Myers on North Main, there is a guy that sort of reminds you of John. He's tall, he's white, he's got the brown hair, look 30s. And there's a girl, white with black hair. Okay. She gets a car and she's pushing it. And then she gets on the phone. She said, how dumb were these people? Walking that pretend John in front of her in the police and the FBI. And that it was a con that John was helping him out. How dumb were they? Oh, they were just making fun of her? Agent John stole her money. He's passing it out. Really? I won't tell. Okay, those are human traffickers. April 10th, 26, VAMY Street. Okay? Between 1 and 2:30, they have cameras. There's me and Carl, and we're putting in more information on Carl being stalked, harassed, and threatened. Okay? Mean text messages, notarized statements of threats on his life. Okay? There's a older white guy with an African American guy. There's only 2 other people in there between 1 and 2:30. And I keep turning around looking at him, and he's trying to say that he's Agent John. Yeah, I've never met him in person, only talked to him on the phone. And how he stole my money from the government, and he was passing it out. Oh my God, the next day, people showed up. That idiot better not have been Agent John confessing he was passing out our money. They said it is a win-win situation. We either got somebody impersonating Agent John, or we got his confession that he stole government money and he's passing it out. See, that's called life in federal. One of their latest scenarios. Okay. See, this is one of the things the guy said April 10th, 26. See, they're changing the lie, trying to make it fit. But they're a bunch of retards. All you have to do is put, what is a jail sentence for it? Comes up federal crimes. Their latest scenario is Agent John knew them. He gave them special permission to break in my home. Set up button cameras. Was stalking me. Photoshop washing, had me beaten, raped, under drugs, drugged up, and told to say it. And he's the one that gave him permission to do it before the FBI. He was in it the whole time. What is a jail sentence for an FBI agent allowing an attorney to set up button cameras? See, they're still trying to claim it's an attorney's office. They already came out with it a week or 2 ago that it's not an attorney, it's just some guy Dave hired. He's just saying he's an attorney. To drug me for fake confessions, have me beaten, raped, photoshopped, sell kiddie porn at my grandkids' home body. It's called life in federal. No one can take your rights away. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life with statements in a court order. There's nothing else. See, people have been running around telling that lie. Agent John actually gave him special permission. You're a retard. These people are retards. He gave him permission to break in her home. See, that guy was saying that last street, that he gave him permission. And I'm tired of it.